Hey, welcome to this episode of the True Crime Never Sleeps podcast. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Hunt a Killer, for sponsoring this episode. Hunt a Killer is an immersive murder mystery game told over the course of 6 episodes or boxes. Each box is filled with different clues and physical items such as autopsy reports, witness statements, and more. You use these clues to solve the ongoing murder mystery, and in the final episode, you'll be able to name and catch the killer. Right now, you can use the promo code TCNS for 20% off your first box. Just go to huntakiller.com and input the promo code TCNS for 20% off your first purchase. And now let's get back to the show. Welcome to the True Crime Never Sleeps podcast. I'm your host, Larry Elise. Today we're discussing gun control. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. Poddex.com, use promo code TCNS for 10% off your first order. Poddex are the hottest new tools for podcasters looking to have more meaningful conversations or gamify their podcast. Just shuffle up the deck, ask a question, and let the content roll. Get yours today at poddex.com. Use code TCNS for 10% off your order. So let's discuss. Ready? Let's talk. Gun violence is an endemic problem in the U.S. In 2019, about 19,000 people died from gun-related violence, an average of 52 people a day. The United States has far more deaths related to firearms than any other developed nation. The country has an immense challenge dealing with gun-related violence due to the lack of effective legislative infrastructure and the lack of political will to address the problem. In the past few decades, the problem has persisted unabated, resulting in an increase in the level of violence and the number of casualties. Access to semi-automatic rifles has further exacerbated the problem, resulting in significantly catastrophic outcomes. The average person in New York is just as likely to be robbed as one in London and is 56 times more likely to be murdered in the process. America's gun problem is primarily caused by the absence of an effective mechanism to control the access and use of firearms. One of the well-known key impediments to the implementation of a framework is the National Rifle Association, which actively lobbies against any legislation meant to curtail ownership. Gun control is a divisive political issue that puts Americans of conservative ideology against the liberals. Thus, it is highly unlikely that the two schools of thought might reach a compromise on the issue. However, there are key strategies that can be adapted to facilitate more responsible firearm use. Lawmakers can establish sensible gun laws aimed at reducing access to dangerous weapons. Events such as school shootings will markedly reduce with the adoption of stricter guidelines in handling firearms. Safe and secure gun storage should be mandated for every adult owner to minimize handling by minors, who constitute a significant portion of the casualties. The firearm industry should be held accountable and encouraged to institute adequate oversight by ensuring that only authorized vendors gain access to the product. There should also be a sustained campaign to delink gun control with violation of the Second Amendment. Federal and state agencies should not institute measures aimed at possessing firearms owned by citizens, as this will risk legitimizing the claims made by anti-gun control advocates, thus complicating the process. Let's hear your take on this issue. Leave us a comment in the comment section below, or send us a tweet at TrueCrimeNS. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, comment, and we'll see you tomorrow.